Welcome to another episode, everyone. Mexicans against Black reparations. Let's get right into it. Check this out.
What do you think about these Black Lives Matter that they want to be paid for being, slaves and all that?
Reparations.
Yeah,
What are you talking about? Well, I heard they passed in North Carolina. But it was
What?
It was a small little town in North Carolina that passed reparations for whoever's over there. I'm sure they'll try to do something out here in California. I think they already actually got a little board going that they're going to start looking into it.
That's when we, the Raza, need to step up, protest, and I'm talking major, and turn around and tell them, no, nobody gave reparations until the Native Americans and the Mexicans get ours first.
Listen, brother.
We've been going through this crap a lot longer, so I don't want to hear it. Because it's not fair, dog. How are you going to give a bunch of money to a specific group?
Cállate, cabrón, panzón. Let me.
Well, and so this is Ricardo Ignacio podcast here that I'm reacting to. I just caught on to this individual not long ago and checked out some of his content, and he's pretty authentic from what I've seen so far. And he gets on these situations and gets on his own people. They say that this individual here is half black or whatever. I don't know. I don't care. But he calls a lot of this stuff out. And so there we just heard these individuals, they were irate. They were upset about the very idea, the very thought of black people receiving reparations. He says, no, all of the Raza need to stand up and protest. What do you have to do with it? Why would you want to protest against us receiving reparations? I mean, they were frustrated and irritated. The anti-blackness in these cultures is astounding. And these are the same individuals who are going to claim to you, to your face, black people, that they care about you and that they're your homeboy or whatever. And then behind closed doors, this is how they think, this is how they truly feel. And it comes out all of the time. Here we have a situation where these individuals, again, were very upset. Nevertheless, let's review the facts. The facts are that they paid reparations to Guatemalans for giving them syphilis. The U.S. government pays reparations to Guatemalans for giving them syphilis, even though they gave black people syphilis and watched them die. They gave black people syphilis, injected them with syphilis, could have saved them, could have helped them, could have stopped them from dying, but they wanted to see the effects of syphilis. We were test dummies. They were discovering medicine and science. And in order to do this, they injected black people with syphilis. That's just one of the many things that they've done, of course. But my point is, they're giving Guatemalans reparations just for giving them syphilis. And syphilis is only one thing that they've done to black people in this country, who've built this country and made it the world power that it is. Cotton in slavery day was the most productive product on the market. This is how America became rich. We all know this. They also give reparations to the Japanese for internment camps, does the U.S. government. The U.S. government also gives reparations to the Italians. It also gives reparations to the Jews. The U.S. government gives an annual recurring reparation to the Jews. They built a Holocaust museum right here on American soil. The Holocaust took place in Germany, not even on American soil, but American pays the Jews reparations. America didn't even do it to the Jews. Germany did. Hitler did. The Germans did it to the Jews. It was white on white crime. And yet America are the ones that pays the Jews money, as if they had the Holocaust over here on this soil, as if the American people did it to them, as if the American government sanctioned this and subscribed to this behavior, carried it out, perpetrated it, and now are paying for it. But They did not do it. It happened in another country. And yet the Americans are the ones paying these individuals. And yet the people who are slaves right here in this country, which America is directly responsible for, they have a problem with paying them. But they don't have a problem with paying people who they did nothing to. Slave owners, when slavery was abolished, received what is today's equivalent of $2.9 billion in reparations for the loss of their slaves. Let me say that again. When slavery was abolished, slave owners, from losing their slaves because slavery was abolished, received reparations in the form of $2.9 billion. Today's equivalent. And this came in the form of a tax bill. The U.S. borrowed the money to pay the slave owners, and we paid, the taxpayers paid for it. And do you know that this was just finally paid off and finished in 2015? 11 years ago. So these individuals, and there are others, these individuals who were just so irate at the thought of Black people receiving reparations, talking about protesting it. They're talking about protesting Juneteenth celebrations. They hate you. They're talking about protesting Juneteenth celebrations. Juneteenth, the abolishment of slavery. And we're celebrating that. They want to hinder that. They don't want us to celebrate slavery supposedly being abolished. It's unbelievable. These are the same people that take from our culture time and time again, rob us of our creativity, take our creativity, something that we created, and try to make it their own. Time and time again. But they show this sort of vitriol towards us. But secretly, truly, they despise us for a reason. We all know what that is. But these individuals have no problem whatsoever with all of the aforementioned groups receiving reparations: the Guatemalans, the Japanese, the Jews, the Italians, slave owners. I don't hear any of them coming out protesting about any of those other groups receiving reparations. Indians on resorts get money from the American government. Every group, except the group who has suffered the most in this country. The group that built this economy to what it is today. Created everything that the country has to offer. But everyone has a problem with us receiving reparations for our blood, sweat, and tears and our ancestors being brutalized and hung. But they don't have a problem with any of these other groups. They have no problem with ICE. They don't have the same energy for ICE. They don't have the same energy for the people who hate them. The president who called them rapists and criminals, aliens. What is their response to that? To vote for him. Not to hate him, not to vote against him, to vote for him. The people who hate them, they love. Black people have fought for every group in this country. not just ourselves. Everyone benefited, every minority group, every ethnicity benefited from the Civil Rights Bill, the bill that black people fought and died for. All of these other groups benefited from it. Every one of them. Black people have stood up time and time again for every oppressed group in this country. Black people have came out and marched for every oppressed group in this country, in these streets, and died. But no one stands up for us. No one marches for us. We always have to stand up for ourselves. We are the only group who really fights white supremacy. What other group does it? What other ethnicity fights white supremacy? None of them. They all bow down, tuck their tails, kowtow. They're all cowardly when it comes to this group. None of them will stand up to them. No one but black people. When we fight, everyone benefits from it. When we stand up and protest, everyone benefits from it. Not just us. When we fight for our freedom, we're fighting for their freedom too. These individuals here that are so against us receiving reparations, when we go out to the streets and fight, we're fighting for them. No one else is fighting for them. They want them out of the country. They hate their guns. They're telling them to get out of here. You don't belong here. You're not one of us. And they're steady begging. We are one of you. They're trying to be white so bad. They're trying to get close to white proximity. So bad. This is why they voted against Jasmine Crockett. This is why they voted against Kamala Harris. We see it all the time. Their racism, their ugly hearts spewing out. All of the time we see it. Against black people, but never against the people who are deporting them. Never against ICE. Never against the people who are cuffing them up, their grandmothers, grandfathers, grandchildren, going to schools and taking them out of classrooms, putting them in these little camps until they deport them. Did you know that some of these little girls, 12, 13-year-old Hispanic girls who are being deported are coming up pregnant inside of these places that they're holding them, these detention centers, until they transport them? They're in there raping these little girls. This is the American way. Epstein, the military does it all the time. Thomas Jefferson was doing it. This is in their blood. They despise you. Kidnapping your daughters and granddaughters, acting like they're going to transport them back to Mexico, got them in detention centers and are raping them and impregnating them, these ICE agents. Where y'all at? Mafia? Where y'all at out in the street? With your stuff, looking to even a score. Where's the war at? Where's all this hatred at for these people? Why you not out in the street store making war with them? You always want to go to war with black people. You got all this stuff to say about us all the time. You hate us so much. Why are you not in the street going to war with the people who are taking you to war? Why do you not have the same energy for them that you have for us? The people who are not bothering you. We don't think about you people. We don't think about any other group. But we live rent-free in all of your heads. You think about us all of the time. The obsession is uncanny. The obsession is real. The obsession with black people in this country is astounding. They can't, every group, every time we turn around, they're making a video saying something about us. Every group, bro, they can't keep us off of their freaking minds. They want to be like us so bad. It just comes out in the form of hatred, but it's really jealousy and envy. It's really self-love, or it's really love for us. It exhibits itself in the form of hatred. It's really envy and jealousy because of our spirits, our creativity. and everything else what comes along with being melanated. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. And they hate it. They don't hate the people who hate them. They don't hate the people who are deporting them, who are out in the streets killing them. ICE out in the streets killing them. Going to their workplace, gaffling them up. Where you at then? Where you at then? So I ain't going nowhere. Where you at then to defend yourself and defend your grandmother? You big old killers? Where the gang members at then? Out there in the streets standing up, going to war with the government. Saying we not going to be deported. We are part of this country. This is our country first. Los Angeles, Arizona belong to the Mexicans first. We ain't going nowhere. Where you at? Where's your protest? The same protest fervor that you have for Juneteenth and black reparations. Where's this for the Guatemalans, the Japanese, the Italians, the Jews, the slave owners, the Indians, who all receive reparations? You've said nary a word about any of them. I don't hear you talking about any of those groups ever. You only have something to say about us every time we turn around. Well, we're sick of it. Keep the same energy. Stay tough, be tough. I'm not even sure if I should play what he has to say anymore. I've said enough. I don't need his commentary. Shout out to him. You know what I mean? I wanted to play that clip though. But let's see what he has to say. I am on his channel and using his content.
Translate what these three chingaderas were basically doing. White man, why are you giving those people over there your crumbs? We deserve your crumbs first. Can't you see that we are a better model minority? We kiss white ass all day. We seek proximity to whiteness. And just like you, white man, we're also racist against them blacks. Can't you see? We are more like you. So please give us your crumbs first before you give it to them. Them people, they don't really like you. We do. We worship you. And that is what these three chingaderas were basically doing.
That's
and
exactly
I want
what they was
everybody, especially.
That's what they've all been doing. We're one of you. Every group wants to be like these people. All of them. So they try to get away from us to be more like them. But they don't understand what we understand because they don't understand the history. They haven't been through what we've been through in this country. So they don't get it. That they'll never be accepted by them. You will never be one of them as far as they are concerned. You will never be a part of their group. They all end up getting a harsh reality. A rude awakening. All of them, at some point, they all end up getting a rude awakening. If they haven't gotten it yet, you can expect them to get it. With the other group letting them know, you're not one of us, you will never be. Stop trying to kiss our ass. We don't care about you either. We hate you too. Sooner or later, they're going to get that wake-up call. That's what's happening with ICE now in this group. They got their wake-up call. They voted for Trump because they hated Kamala Harris, couldn't see a black woman in the office. They want to tell Trump, let's out for Trump. They run all around going crazy. Right? We played the videos. Sucking his you know what. The man who called him a rapist, criminals, aliens, told him he didn't want him here in this country. And then they run around talking about he lied to us. I can't believe I voted for Trump. Yeah, I can. And he did not lie to you. He told you he hated you. You just didn't listen. He never lied. You just thought that you can be close to him by voting for him, that he would now accept you. See, Trump, we're not like them. We got your back. We're with you. Yes, fine. But you're now finding out he is not with you. You'll never be one of them, no matter how hard you try, people. And we're not trying to be like anyone else. We're good with who we are. Beautiful. You know it. This is why you're trying to be like us.
Especially you Mexicans and Chicanos, Latinos, I want you to pay attention to this part. I want you to notice that Latinos, Mexican, Chicanos, whatever, like these, that always, and I mean 100% of the time, go out of their way to say, do, or take action against black people are never, and I mean ever, 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 going against any other race and or demographic of people. Not the Asians, not the Indians, not the Arabs, not the Europeans. They have no problem with any other demographic acquiring any form of benefit in this country. Do you guys remember Stop Asian Hate? It was a policy literally passed from one day to another when Asians were being harassed in this country for being Asian. And literally from one day to another, Asians, just like that, were granted a policy to stop Asian hate. Meaning, if any people went out of their way to hurt an Asian just for being Asian, it was a law that you were breaking that it specifically protects Asians. In this country, you can't say anything about Jews, and I mean anything negative, because you're anti-Semitic to the point of you going to prison just for saying anything negative. And you don't see a single one of these Mexicans, Latinos, Chicanos, whatever. You don't see a single one of them have anything to say, any complaint about any other demographic of people acquiring any form of benefit and or protection from this system, from any form of discrimination against them. In other words, this...
They have nothing to say about no other group. That's what makes them hypocritical, and this is how we know that it's just pure hatred and envy that's inside of their hearts. That's the bottom line, because they don't have this same energy for anyone else. I never hear them talk about anyone else. I never hear them talk about white supremacy and what to do about it and how to attack it, how to do away with it. I never hear them displaying hatred for any other group. Never see videos with them displaying hatred for that group. We just get the Ashley Gonzalez's making videos about how much they hate N-words, but never about the other group. They never get caught saying a bad word. They never get filmed, even in the privacy of their own home, saying a bad word about the other group. They love them so much. They want to be like them. They really want to be like us. But they want to get close to them. This is just a fact, bro. It comes out time and time again. These individuals are sitting here raving mad at the thought of black people receiving reparations. Do you know your history? Do you know that we built this country? We built this economy? Do you know that every other group gets reparations who did none of this? And you don't have a problem with that? But these are the same people who want us, where are the black people at? They want us to come out and lose our lives and protest and fight for everybody because they think we're unintelligent. We just call on black people, we just gonna come out and lose our lives and die for everybody, for every cause, for every situation. We can count on them. They've been through it. They know the struggle. They know what's up. No, fight your own battles. You hate us so much, fight your own battle. We stand home. We out of this one.
It's specifically anti-blackness. And we have to point this out because people like this will argue, oh, I've nothing against blacks. Some of my homies are black. Never mind your homies. Why is it that when you make an effort to go out of your way and have a desire against a demographic of people, it is only black people? And I'll prove my point even harder with this. The Latino vote for Trump was over 45%. Over 45. Some stats even say 60%. In other words, more or less, half of the Latino population voted for Trump. Even if it were 15%, that's still too much. But half? Anyway, I mentioned that because as soon as Donald Trump won and got into office, one of the first things he did is let's deport these goddamn spics. And all of a sudden, on the news, social media, everywhere, you see a bunch of people that look like this getting dragged the hell out of their vehicles and sent the hell out of here. Legal or not. And what was the reaction of these Latinos that voted for this? Where are all the black people at? So wait a minute. Why not where are all the Asians at? Where are all the Middle Easterns at? Where are all the Europeans at? Where are all them white folks that we kiss ass to so much? Why was the first thing to where it became a hashtag, where are all the black people at? And black people collectively said, also became a hashtag, we gonna sit this one out. And all of a sudden, Latinos, oh, what happened? I thought we had brown and black unity. Brown and black unity?
No, you're on your freaking own. Don't come calling on us. Yes, he's right. We've seen it everywhere. It was a hashtag. I said, where are the black people? How come the black? Because they're so used to us coming out protesting everything. They depend, because again, our protest leads the way for them throughout history. Every time we protest and receive even a minimal gain, they gain something as well. A gain for us is a gain for them. So when something happens, they say, we know black people are going to stand up and fight. They've done this for hundreds of years in this country. They're not going to sit idly by and let us know. So come on out and help us. Because we know when y'all come out, y'all coming out tripping. Y'all going to make something happen, and it's going to benefit us. But you hate us so much. How come you're not telling the Asians to come out and protest with you? Tell the whites that you love so much to come out and protest with you. Why you don't need our help? You don't care nothing about us and our people. We recognize this now constantly. We're constantly seeing it come out of you individuals, period. I don't care what you say. We're constantly seeing it. We're not stupid. You just think that we are, but we're not. We see it come out of you, ooze out of you, emanate out of you day in and day out. And in the same breath, talking about this unity and talking about us coming out and giving our lives to keep you in this country. Man, we say no. We say we're going to sit this one out and watch the NBA playoffs, bro. We wish you all well, though.
You voted for this. That's number one. Number two, how is it that you want unity with a people whenever this system wants to grant a people any sort of benefit and or protection, you have no problem unless they're black? How does it hurt you if black people, specifically black Americans, gain reparations? How does it hurt you? Jews got reparations. I've yet to hear one Latino, Mexican, Chicano complain about that. And I bet you, both of my Kiwis, you will never hear a single Latino, Hispanic, Chicano, Mexican, whatever, complain about any form of benefit that this system grants Jews, Asians, etc. Donald Trump literally is targeting people that look like this to be identified as illegal. And somehow, some way, black people getting reparations is an obstacle to you. What happened to black people in this country? It is a struggle that happened in this country. What happened to Jews didn't happen here. Didn't happen in the Americas. It happened in Germany. But somehow, some way, this country must give them reparations and nobody has a problem. This country overly protects them and nobody has a problem. I don't have a problem with it either. But I'm saying the people who were forced through slavery in this country, were violently discriminated against systemically for hundreds of years to this day. Just because you're black, by default, you're a criminal. You're up to no good. Those are the long-lasting effects of demonizing an entire race of people. And they don't deserve reparations? But another people that were put through horrible things in another continent do? And you Mexicans, you Chicanos, Latinos, you have a problem with black people getting reparations? To the point where you feel it's important to do a whole podcast about it? This is what you want the world, our raza, to be educated on? We must go out there and protest against black people getting reparations? This is your message? We have Latinos for Trump. We have ICE dragging us out of this country, and most of those ICE agents look like this. Little children in detention center, concentration camps. Who knows what they're doing to them in them? But your problem is black people getting reparations? This is why I encourage black people to continue to sit this one out. Why I continue to tell black people it is to your detriment to even waste your time with this brown and black coalition. I never thought I'd see the day, I swear to God, where I would see Chicano, Mexican, Latino podcasters make an episode about encouraging raza to go protest against black people getting reparations. I never thought I'd see the day, but I'm not surprised, because I recognize, and I've talked about this for years now, I've identified, I'm familiar with the anti-blackness in the Latino community, or lack thereof. And for the Mexicans, Chicanas, Latinos that are gonna come to the comment section, Ricardo, wait, not all of us. Well, if not all of you, say something, do something, shut this kind of shit down. Because otherwise, we are a collective of people. And when a large percentage of people that look like us, that are Latinos, Mexicans, Chicanos, whatever, are doing shit like this, meanwhile, the few of us that don't think like this, rather, shh, then don't get mad if this becomes our reputation and our image. We are a bunch of anti-black, racist Latinos. So racist that we hate ourselves. We voted against our best interest. So if you are not going to stand up against shit like this and use your platforms to address this bullshit instead of using your platforms to take selfies all the time, then don't complain if this becomes our reputation. That's where we are in 2026. Latinos, Mexicans, Chicanos, they hate black people. Even if you, as an individual, don't, that's our reputation. That's our image. You don't like it? Do something about it.
Yeah, word to the wise. Some good advice indeed, but will they take heed? More than likely, no. I've said enough. I'm not going to say too much more. I have a lot to say. We can get into reparations and why black people should be getting reparations before any other group, much less after every other group has already received it and continues to receive reparations to this day. Again, a group that didn't even, was not even violated in America. But America pays them billions of dollars in reparations. The Jews. For something that happened in Germany. Yet what happened right here in this country, and the fact that as I said, I'm going to let that go. There you have it. Ricardo said what he had to say. I said what I had to say. Shout out to Ricardo, strong individual there, calling out this hatred amongst his own people. And, he said it. And we already know it. We see it every day. We feel it. We see it. We know it. We're not stupid. You just think that we are. We know that we have no allies, that you people hate us. We get it. But for the few who may not get it, they're seeing it now on a recurring basis, on a daily basis. And what Ricardo said, I'll double down on, it is true, that if this is not how you think, if this is not how you feel, if you're going to get in the comments and say that's just a selective group, there's a few people who feels that way, it's not, you're going to be like Adam 22 and say 99% of Hispanics don't dislike black people, 99%. You're going to be misinformed and foolish like that. Then you have to call this out. If you're going to say that you're not one of them, you don't want to be put into this sort of group when there's so many of you coming out with this stuff, then you have to call it out. And if you're not calling it out, then yes, you are complicit. You're subscribing to it. You're saying that you're okay with this. It's just that simple. You're giving your consent with your silence. It is what it is. We're going to expose it here every time. I'm not pulling no punches. I'm not about to be sugarcoating this stuff. I'm sorry. There's nothing soft about hatred. There's nothing soft about that. There's nothing nice about it. So don't expect me to be soft in my response to it or nice about it in my response to this hatred. Because what they're doing is saying it's not nice, it's not soft, it's not loving. It's not said with decorum and with empathy. So don't expect me to have these same things when I'm responding to this sort of hatred against me and my people. Don't expect me to get on here with kid gloves and be soft and dance and tap around the issue because I don't want to offend someone. No, I'm not going to. No, I'm sorry. You got the wrong individual. And that sort of stuff makes me sick. It's like people will get offended at you calling Donald Trump, let's say, a racist. But they're not offended by him being a racist. It's like they get more upset with you calling him one, and they can agree. They can know that he is one. They know that he's one. This doesn't offend them. Him being a racist doesn't offend them. You calling him a racist offends them. An alcoholic. Man, that dude's a drunk, man. He's an alcoholic. Someone who loves this person is going to be offended by you calling this person a drunk, an alcoholic. But they're not offended by him being an alcoholic and a drunk. They're offended at you calling it out. Let me know what you think in the comments. Stay safe and stay free, people.